Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of Jeff's Rambles. The reason for this one being that I had 5 recordings of The Outer Worlds ready to go, but for some reason they were all cut down from like between 30 to 50 minutes down to 7 minutes and 11 minutes, so I don't know what the hell happened and I'm really mad about it. But you have to get something out for you, so here's another Jeff's Rambles, where today we're going to go ahead and talk about my top 5 favorite devil fruits in One Piece. One Piece is a way of life for so many people, and #1 selling manga of all time. The only one that could really even compete is Dragon Ball, and that's only if Dragon Ball kept going. But of course, now it is going again, so who knows. But One Piece is my second favorite anime manga of all time, right behind Full Metal Alchemist. So you can damn well believe I've got some opinions on it. In no particular order. These are my top 5. I just kind of plucked them out of the air. If I actually sat down and thought about it really hard, maybe I'll have a different list. I don't know, but this is just what I came up with out of the blue last minute. So we'll go ahead and start with the Zushi no Mi, well, it doesn't have an English name currently, so we'll see what that ends up being. It's the devil fruit of Admiral Fujitora, real name Isho. Gravity fruit. The blind swordsman calls down frickin' meteorites from the sky to smash enemies, and it's glorious, making giant sinkholes in the floor. It's one of those devil fruits that just is so freaking overpowered. And normally I don't really go for the overpowered stuff, but the fact that it's used by a blind man is great to me, and that this blind man just goes around just throwing meteorites at people from nowhere. Not to mention, Isho himself has a great personality and a strong sense of justice, real justice, which for the Marines in One Piece is certainly a rarity. I love everything about Isho and how he uses his abilities. Moving on, the Ito no Mi, or the string fruit, used by Don Quixote do Flamingo, the Shichibukai, or one of the 7 warlords of the sea. The Ito no Mi is just a great example. Sorry, loud noises. Construction's going on at work here. I'm just filming this right outside in the outside lunch area, so I'm not bothering anyone, but now they're bothering us. Anyway, a great example of the powers that would make a lot of people think, shut the hell up. Okay. Hey, it worked. That would make a lot of people think, what good are strings? How could you do anything with that? And then you go, oh damn, never mind. Wow, OP as hell. Dofi has had many years to master his abilities and use them in a super amazing way. And the very first thing that we see him doing is puppeteering people, controlling them, which is a fantastic foreshadowing towards his personality, his schemes, and his general villainy all around. We had no idea what his powers were, what he was doing, just that he was controlling people against their will. But the ability to create, manipulate, and use strings, which translates to swinging across the ocean by a Spider-Man style, because he can somehow attach his strings to clouds. I mean, when you think about it, maybe he only attaches them to sky islands, but who knows? And of course, razor strings, entanglement, his string clones. He got straight up Naruto in that. Moving on to number 3, the Wara Wara no Mi, or the straw fruit, used by one of the 11 supernovas, Basil Hawkins, which allows him to turn into a scarecrow man. But in addition to that, lets him create voodoo dolls of people and transfer any damage that he takes onto the victims of his voodoo dolls. This is a very evil type of power. Like, there's just straight up not a lot of good or nice ways to use this power, but it's adequately creepy. It suits Hawkins' whole magician and fortune teller motif. All in all, there's not a lot that we've seen happen of it. It's very much a glass cannon type of thing, very easy to take him out, but all that damage just goes to someone else. Fantastic for someone who's more of a cunning fighter, more of a sadistic fighter than a straight up heroic brawler. And Hawkins has got that down pat. Moving on to number 4 is the Gasu Gasu no Mi, or the gas fruit, used by Caesar Clown. The only Logia type fruit on my list here. It's my favorite Logia for the sheer variety of what it can do. No one can doubt that Caesar Clown is not a fighter, and yet even though he is not a fighter in the least, he could still use this power for tremendous effect. Hyper condensing the oxygen into a flame sword lightsaber, or just straight up removing the oxygen from your lungs. A very direct use of power that not a lot of people use with their even when other characters could use their own powers in such direct ways. Therefore, it doesn't extend to just oxygen, it's any form of gas, which is absurd. The Gasu Gasu no Mi, great fruit, favorite Logia, on my top 5 favorite fruits. And our 5th and final is the only fruit that's unnamed and uncategorized on my list, which is the fruit used by the revolutionary commander Karasu that lets him turn into a murder of crows. And I just love everything about this power. It defies classification. It could be a Zoan because it allows animal transformation, but no Zoan lets you turn from one person into several people. It's traits of paramecia by splitting his body into multiple parts. It's weird that way, but yet he can turn into a whole murder. All the crows go off and do their own thing. Some are small, some are big enough to carry whole people right on his back that way. It's a fantastic power for the Revolutionary Army, where they have to quietly and secretly move information between their cells and their divisions. It is fantastic in a fight, especially if you're a one-on-many. The first time we see him introduced formally using it, he steals all the weapons from the Pinkbeard pirates so that everyone else can beat the pirates up while they're unarmed. Or he could just frickin' swarm you. It's great that way. And I can't wait to see how else Karasu's fruit gets used. Personally, I think that it's gonna fall under the category of mythic Zoan. It'd be some obscure folklore monster that's a large conglomerate of crows, a murder. But who knows what it'll end up being. But anyway, that's just off the top of my head. Top 5 favorite devil fruits from One Piece. Sorry I couldn't do a regular video right now, but this was what fate dealt my hand today. So here you go, and I hope you enjoyed it. Drop a like if you had fun. Subscribe if you think that what I do interests you, helps me out, and I am always happy to reach out to more people. And go ahead and leave a comment on your own favorite devil fruits from One Piece. I'll be happy to respond with my own opinions on it, comment back to you. Let's have a conversation. Until then, thank you very much for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your day as always. And of course, hell yeah!